Hello and welcome to hour number 3 of Star School. So excited to be here. We're going through our Star School Success System Workbook. Hopefully you've been watching hour 1 and 2. Actually, if you have not finished hour 1 and 2, do not watch this hour. It is critically important that you understand where you're going and why you want to go there. So we're going over RPM, results, purpose, and map. So in our last video, we spent an entire hour going over results and purpose, and there's a reason why we spend so much time on that is because it's the most important thing there is. I mean, it is critically important. It's the reason why people are not successful in longevity or anything in life is because they're not clear on where they're going and they have no idea why they're going there. So once you get clear on those two things, I'm not saying that the map doesn't matter, because it's really important to have a great strategy on how to do this. And you know, Sheryl and I have seen people really screw up their businesses by not having a good strategy. But if you don't have the first two things, I promise you, you will never ever do what we're about to tell you to do in this third hour. So this is the map, Sheryl. We're going to start on module 3 here. We're on page 11. We've been getting unbelievable feedback from the first 2 hours. I love all the Facebook comments that underneath these videos. So please keep making them. The feedback has been unbelievable. Sheryl, I know you just got a crazy good text a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I did. You know what? And I met with a young lady yesterday who's so excited about this. I've got numerous texts from people all across the country and even outside the country. Everyone is so excited, but I love this text that I just got. Now, this is a guy, unbelievable. He's just an unbelievable fella. And, you know, he's kind of been struggling a little bit, like a lot of us have. And this is what he wrote about the new Star School. He said, Sheryl, I love Star School. Thank you so much. It is bombastic. Let's get reconnected. So I'm loving it. I mean, you know what? And Paul, oh my gosh, how excited am I that there's no more confusion. Wow.
Yeah. That's a big relief, and people are just so excited for the clarity. And we talk about the 6 habits of highly effective people. The number 1 habit is seek clarity. Be really clear on what's going on, how to build this business, and we are providing the clarity here for you on exactly what to do. So we're on module number 3. We're going to hammer this out real quick. I'm going to pull up the website in a moment. So the website is under construction still. We're adding things to it, but we you know, everything you need to get going and building your business is in these videos. It's in the workbook, so you are absolutely got a green light to build your business right now. We're just adding extra things that are going to help you along the way. So Sheryl, I know that the map is really basically to be successful in longevity, to achieve your desired results. There's 3 things you got to focus on in your longevity business. You got to focus on self-improvement, you got to focus on recruiting, and you got to focus on coaching. That's it. If you can get those 3 things right, you can make as much money as you want in longevity. You can become 5-star, and you can live a life beyond your imagination. I promise you, it's unbelievable what this business can give to you, and the life it can create for you. And to think that you only have to be good at 3 things to make all of your dreams come true is ridiculously, unbelievably awesome. So let's get really good. Self-improvement, recruiting, and coaching. Sheryl, talk to us about self-improvement.
Oh my gosh. And you know what? It really is one of my favorite things. And the reason why I say that is because it's all pretty new to me, you know, over the last couple of years. But let's start with number 1. So self-improvement. Number 1, there's 3 things in self-improvement that we need to do. Number 1 is we need to use the longevity products, right? We're all starting with 90 for life. Make sure you have those. Dr. Wallach talks about it all the time. We've got to use our 90 for life. So you have to have your 90 for life. But then what are you adding to your auto ship every single month? You know, a lot of times people ask me, Sheryl, what's your favorite product? Every product is my favorite product, right? I mean, I love them all. And you guys remember, so add, you know what? Give yourself a little treat every month. Add something new to your auto ship. I love that idea, and it's really changed my life. Also, you guys, think about this. Swap where you shop. I kid you not, we've got everything. We've got the new cleaning products that are not going to have any harmful chemicals in your home. We have got we've got the new hemp products. We have got all sorts of brand new things that we can add to our auto ship every single month. So I want you to do that. We've got toothpaste, shampoo. I mean, we've got tons of stuff. Paul and I are going to do a video on some of the wonderful things that we have, and really think about swapping where you shop. Okay, so number one, make sure that you're staying on those products and getting a brand new thing on auto ship every month. Okay, number two, we're going to cultivate your desired results, purpose, and affirmations. Now, you guys, we haven't talked about the affirmations yet. We're going to do that. I think it's, Paul's at module 5? Module 4. So we are going to talk about the affirmations in module 4 today. So you'll know what I'm talking about there. But you guys, your desired results and purpose. Write them down, rewrite them every single day. Think about that. I always said read them, but Paul's saying I'm rewriting mine every single day. Do that. You're going to memorize it. You're going to get it in your brain, and it just gets out there that much more. Okay? So it can become a reality. And number 3, we've got to grow personal growth. Personal growth. So super important. We need to spend 30 minutes every single day on personal growth. And the cool thing is you guys, so for me, it was really hard at the very start to know, oh my gosh, well, what should I listen to? I'm not sure what to watch. I think Paul's going to put up here and show you some of the stuff that we have on the website. You guys, our favorite, Paul and I were just going back and forth today, like, what have you watched? What was good? Send it over here. I'll send you what I'm loving and what I'm watching. So you guys, we're going to have them right there on our blog, on our website, on the blog. We're going to have our favorites. And you guys, I have seen some fantastic ones. So super important, because guess what? If you don't have it in you, you can't give it away to anybody else. Personal growth is, I believe, the most important thing you can do for yourself so that you can help others, okay? And you guys, look, I see a huge difference in myself as I've been doing this, but you know what else? Paul, I really think that we should mention Linda Tyler. I mean, honestly, she is an incredible friend of ours, but the growth that I've seen in her over the last 2-3 years, when she got dead serious about personal growth, she has a call every single night. You guys, she will walk you through and help you with your personal growth. She reads to you. This is incredible. And I know there are hundreds of people on that call. And Linda, thank you. Thank you so much for caring enough about yourself to grow, and then about others to help them along their way too. So, we love you, and thank you so much for that. So, you guys, those are the 3 things. We've got use your products, cultivate your desired results and purpose, and number 3 is your personal growth underneath self-improvement. Now, Paul, I'm going to shoot it back over to you for, let's talk a little bit about recruiting.
That's awesome, Sheryl. And you got to worry about yourself first. So those 3 things, if you're taking your product, you're improving yourself. If you're reading, your affirmations, and you're cultivating your results and purpose, you're improving yourself, and obviously personal growth is improving yourself. So love those 3 things, Sheryl. And those have got to be where you start building your longevity business, is those 3 things. The next thing you got to do is recruit. You got to bring new people into your longevity business. Okay, so recruiting, there's 5 skills. You got to get good at 5 things in order to be considered an awesome recruiter. And the number 1 thing is to find. So we talk about the word find. So we got to find new people. And Sheryl and I absolutely love when people call us and text us and say, I can't find anybody in the world that wants more money or better health. I mean, it's just crazy. Everybody wants more money and better health. There's 350 million people in the US alone. I mean, and we're a worldwide company. There's billions of people on Facebook, and Twitter and all these other social media places. There's people all over the place. It's just a matter of you getting in the mindset that I'm going to be a people person, that I'm going to get out and meet new people. And it's, we talk about contribution, and there's nothing that's going to make you feel better in life than contributing to other people's lives. In order to contribute to someone's life, you have to meet them first. Okay, so it's super important so on page 12 here, we start with the prospect list. This is gold to you. Okay, these prospect lists are so important. And I love, and we're going to talk more about affirmations in a little bit here. But at the bottom of every prospect list, there's a little affirmation that I read every single day. And it says, I easily find 2 new people who are sharp and ambitious to add to my prospect list every day. So your goal is to make this list organic. Every single day, you're adding 2 names to it. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to talk to 2 people about longevity or have some kind of massive conversation with them at all. You're just adding 2 names to it. So you can go to Facebook or wherever, and friend request 2 people and say, I friend requested Joe Smith and Amy Brown, and put their 2 names in there. Okay, we're just adding people to, now in the notes column, make a note that I just friend requested them today, and put today's date in there. So we want to just make this list as long as possible. And we'll be having tons of classes. So we're going to make an initial 20-minute video on how to find people. We're going to have a memory jogger. The best memory jogger in the world is this thing right here. It's your cell phone. Okay, you have probably 50 names or more stored in your cell phone right now. Those are the people you're going to start with. Okay, and we'll teach you how to become a professional sorter. Okay, we're not here to sell anybody on anything. What we're here to do is help educate people, help the blind see. We want to show them what an amazing business this is, and help them make an educated decision. So it's like you want your child to have some broccoli, so you're like, try this, and they're like, no, I don't like it. Well, have you ever tried it? Nope, I just know I don't like it. I mean, that's just being ignorant. Okay, but if they watch the plan or they watch Brilliant Compensation and they say, listen, I watched it and I'm a C, I just don't want to be part of this, that's fine. So all of our videos end in, are you an A, B, or C? A, I'm absolutely in. I want my CEO pack. I want in. And you're going to find some A's. Then you're going to find some B's. I may be. I just don't know yet. Let me try the products first. Let me learn more information. Let me do a 3-way with somebody. So they need more information. They think they might be interested, but they're not sure yet. So you're going to get a lot of B's. And then C is see you later. I don't want anything to do with this. So, and that's fine. We love C's. We celebrate C's. I want as many C's as possible, because the more C's I get, the more of my chances of getting an A or B come around. It's all about the law of numbers here, the law of statistics. So we got to find people. So we're adding people to our list every single day. And again, we're going to be shooting all types of videos on how to do, I know Sheryl does a lot of things at like networking events in her area. How to do social media, how to meet people on social media. So we're going to make all these little videos up on all these different ways to meet people. But I'm telling you right now, they're all around you right now. So, don't be that person that calls us and says, I can't find anybody. There's people all over the place. It's just you becoming a person that, is sociable and wants to get out and meet new people and have conversations with them. So that the next step is, once you meet somebody, and a lot of times what I'll do is I'll be in line someplace, or I'll be at a restaurant and I'll talk to the waiter or waitress there, and we're having a small conversation about whatever. They're, being busy there at the restaurant, or the weather or whatever, having a conversation. And then my favorite icebreaker is, have you ever thought about going into business? That's all I ask. Have you ever thought about going into business? And they're like, no, or some people say yes. It doesn't even matter to me what they say yes or no. No, I never really thought about that. Well, I'm always looking for new business partners. And I don't know if what I have, would you be interested in what I have? But I would love to get to know you better. You can get to know me better, and we can see if we have a fit or not. Would you be interested in getting together for coffee sometime, or chatting on the phone? And literally 10 times out of 10, if I built a little rapport with the person, they say, absolutely, see what this guy's got. And they may ask me, well, what kind of business is it? And I say, well, I'm actually in all kinds of businesses. I don't know what's right for you, but once I get to know you better, I'll be able to make a recommendation to you, which is true because longevity has like 22 different verticals. So I'm not lying to them. There's a whole bunch of things. So I'll go through exactly the whole role playing thing, but it all starts with, have you ever thought about going into business? That's it. And then let them answer yes or no. Well, I'm always looking for new business partners. So so it's not like they're going to be on their own, running their own business. We're business partners now. I'm always looking for new business partners. You strike me as someone who's sharp and ambitious. So you always want to give a compliment. People love compliments. So find something genuine to compliment them about. I'm always looking for people who are outgoing like you are, or who are friendly like you. Because I always meet these real friendly, waiters or waitresses that are just, real bubbly and talkative. And so those are the people I really want. Or I don't care if I'm buying shoes or a shirt or whatever I'm doing. If I got a good person that I'm talking to, hey, this is somebody I love in my business. Have you ever thought about going into business? So I use that same thing, and I just want to do an invite to get their name and phone number. I'm not telling them about longevity. I'm not pitching them on any product of ours, anything like that. I'm just trying to get their name and number. And then a few days later, we go to invite. So number 2 under recruit is invite. So how do we invite people? I send that person a text message. Hey, Joe, it was so great to meet you yesterday at this restaurant, or whatever place I met them at the mall, or whatever, at the supermarket, wherever I met them. I restate, that it's so great to meet you yesterday in line at the supermarket. I mentioned that I'm looking for a new business partner, and I was wondering if there's any chance that we can get together for coffee this week. That's it. Is there any chance we can get together for coffee this week? Or, if it's a long distance thing because you met them online or someplace like that, and they're just not in your area, is there any chance we can connect on the phone this week? So it's one of those two, and it's a text message, because you don't want to make a phone call, or you don't want to talk to them in person about this because they may start asking you a whole bunch of questions. Text messaging is beautiful because it's short and sweet and to the point. And 100% of the people say yes. They may say, well, I'm busy this week. Can we do it next week? But I haven't anyone say, nope, I won't meet you for coffee. Not one. Okay, so it's about building the rapport with them too. But I promise you, if you send that exact text message out, it's so great meeting you at and maybe even make a compliment in there in the text message. But you always end the text message with, is there any chance we can get together for coffee this week? And they say, yeah, we come up with a day and a date and a place, and go back and forth. Great, see you then. If anything changes, make sure you text me back. And then I always, I never go to Starbucks or any place without texting them first. Hey, Joe, Paul here. I'm just about to leave for, Starbucks, just confirming their appointment's on. So always confirm the appointment before you drive 15, 20 minutes to Starbucks or wherever you're meeting them at to do that. So we got to invite. Inviting super easy. It's a text message. Couldn't be easier. The next thing is share. Okay, now you got to share properly. You don't just give them a video to watch. So how do we share properly? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You've got to show them that you care. So when I'm sitting across from somebody, I'm having coffee with them. So let's just grab our cup of coffee here. Let's have a cup of coffee together. So we're chatting about the weather, whatever, start the conversation off. And I'll say, hey, Joe, tell me about yourself. So tell me about yourself. So I just sit there and listen. I've become a great listener. It's a skill you got to work on. And as you can see, I love to talk. So it's something I really had to work on in life, is becoming a good listener. But God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We got to listen twice as much as we're talking. And some people are going to be more outgoing and more talkative than other people will. So, they say, well, what do you want to know? And I'm like, well, where were you born? So you want to hear the story, so where were you born? I was born here in New York. Oh, great. Have you lived here your whole life? Where'd you go to high school? So try to walk them through a timeline of their life. Great. Did you go to college afterwards? So you ask them questions, and then it's always good when they say something. Oh, tell me more about that. so that you want them to expand on that more. So, we're gathering all this information from them. Did you get married? You got kids? The whole 9 yards. Where have you worked? What have you done? So you got all these things here. And then eventually I get to a point where I've got enough. I went through their life. I got enough information about them. They know I care about them. And then I'm going to ask them 4 questions. I'll say, Joe, is it okay if I ask you 4 personal questions? And at this point, we built enough rapport where he says yes. And I've never, ever had anyone say no. So I said, Joe, is it okay if I ask you a couple personal questions? And he said, yeah. I said, well, Joe, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being perfect, how satisfied are you right now with your job? And most people answer, like a 5. No one, not too, some people hate their jobs, but most people, they don't really hate their jobs. They don't really love it. It's a job. It's paying the bills. So it's, like a 5, but you'll get a whole bunch of different answers. And then I'll ask him another question. Joe, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being perfect, how satisfied are you with your current income? Now, I don't ask them how much they're making. I just ask, are you satisfied with your income? Most people are below a 5, like a 4. They're not really satisfied. They don't have the money they want to do the things they want in life, and they don't have enough money to pay their bills. The average American's $15,000 in credit card debt. So it's really bad out there. People are spending more than they're making, for sure. And that's like a huge statistic. So again, you're going to get a pretty low score with that. And then I say, Joe, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being perfect, how satisfied are you with the amount of free time you have? And this one is the only one, is always the one that gets them. They're like, free time, what's that? I don't have much free time. So they give you a 2 on this. They're like, I'm working, I got this going on, that going on. I don't have time to really do the things I want to do. And I was like, well, if you did have more free time, what would you do? What do you enjoy doing? Do you enjoy boating, golfing, going on vacation, laying on the couch? What would you enjoy playing with your kids? What would you enjoy doing if you had this thing called free time? So we laugh a little bit about it. He tells me some things. And then last but not least, Joe, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being perfect, how satisfied are you with your savings account? Do you have money you want? Are you on track to having enough money saved for retirement? Now, if you want to live off of like $50,000 a year, which is the average amount of money the average person has per year coming in, and you want to survive, 10 years on that, you're going to need $2 million saved. So are you on track to having $2 million saved? And most people laugh at you. They're like, I don't even own a savings account. 70% of all Americans don't even own a savings account, let alone have anything saved. So you're going to get a 0 on this most of the time. I don't have anything saved. And then they'll make some kind of funny comment like, well, Paul, I was really looking forward to having coffee with you and meeting you and talking about this, but now I'm really depressed. These are all the things that they already knew, but you just brought them to light, these 4 topics. And then you say, well, Joe, listen, X amount of months or years ago, I saw this video. It's called The Plan. And, there's a plan that you've been following in your life. And this video shows you a different plan to do in life. This is the business I'm in. There's a whole bunch of choices in this business. But if, and this is the important line here, if I send you a link to this video, would you watch it? So if I, would you? Okay, let me tell you something. If you focus on 2 things in your business, complimenting people so they get to like you, and using this line, if I, would you, you will be a millionaire. Those are the 2 most important things to remember out of this whole video. So compliment people. So I make it a point in my life, I compliment 2 people every single day. This is just what I do because I want to make people feel good. And I want to recognize the good in people out there. So I compliment people and I say, if I give you a link to The Plan, would you watch it? And he says, yeah, I'd watch it. Well, he might ask, how long is it? I say, well, it's 20 minutes long. So he's like, yeah, I'll watch it. Great. When will we be able to watch it by? So I haven't even given him the link yet, but I'm asking him, when will you be able to watch it by? And he says, I'll watch it by Friday. Super. Is it okay if I call you Saturday to see what you like best about it? Yeah. Now, sometimes I say what you like best about it, but another way to do it is I really want to find out, is it okay if I call you Saturday so I can find out if you're an A, B, or C? And he's like, well, what does A, B, or C mean? Well, you got to watch the video to find out. Okay, so I never tell them what A, B, and C means. So I like using that a lot because that's really what I want to know. Are you an A, B, or C? But I also want to know what they like best about the video if they are an A or a B, just to find out where they are with things. So he says, yes, you can call me Saturday. Great. What time Saturday is best? So I ask him a series of questions, and you can rewatch this video over and over and over again to hear how I say that. Joe, if I give you this link, would you watch it? He says, yes. Great. When will you be able to watch it by? He gives me a day, Thursday. Great. What time Thursday is best for me to call you? Okay. Now, the next step, so we've gone through this share, and remember, I shared properly. I didn't just give him the link. I talked to him for 15, 20 minutes to get to know him. I went through that whole rapport thing. So I'm showing them that I care about him. And then I'm sharing properly. I'm not just giving him the link. I'm saying, if I give you this link, would you watch it? And then I'm going on and on about setting that follow-up appointment. So I set up the follow-up appointment before we even leave the coffee shop or the restaurant or wherever we're at. So now it's follow-up. Now, the greatest follow-up tool that I found is this thing called contact mapping. Tom Chenault and Adrian is just brilliant on this new app that came out. So if you go to your app store, I don't care if you got an iPhone or an Android or whatever kind of phone you got, go to your app store, download this thing called contact mapping. So what you go do is you enter that information that Joe just told you. Okay, now we have a sheet that we're making that you can take with you to Starbucks, wherever you're going, and you can write out, because I forget their spouse's name like in 30 seconds. So it's important for me to take notes while I'm there. But their children's name and just the details about them, I'm making notes, okay? Then what I do is I grab my phone, and you can talk right into your phone into the contact mapping app. So I say, I met with Joe today. His wife's name's this blank. He's got 2 kids. They're this age. So I'm reading all of my notes into my phone. So it's stored in my phone in the contact mapping app. Then I hit save, okay? And then the app asks me, when do you want to follow up with Joe? And it gives you a bunch of options. Pick, customize option, Thursday, 4 o'clock, or whatever you set. And then the phone will remind you to call Joe back at Thursday at 4. Okay, so the follow-up becomes super easy because your phone is going to tell you when to make that follow-up call if you're using the contact mapping app. If you're not, you just want to use old-fashioned paper, that's fine too. We have a printout you're going to have on the Star School System website. On the left-hand side, if you click on a follow-up, there'll be a sheet there that you can use to keep track of all of your prospects and all that information. You just keep that piece of paper instead of putting it into your phone. But for those people that are tech savvy, I highly recommend using the contact mapping app. And then last but not least is enroll. So let me do a share screen here. So I'm going to hit this, and I'm going to hang on one second. Just bear with me a moment. I'm going to pull up this, and then I'm going to pull up enroll. And then I'm going to hit share screen, and I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to hit share screen. Sheryl, can you just see the website, or do I have my whole screen up there?
No, I see the whole screen.
Okay, I want to focus on screen share this.
But you had it right, I think. Yeah.
The website is showing up on it's not my whole desktop.
No, it's not your whole desktop.
Okay.
It's just the website.
Because I want to, can you read this okay?
Yes,
I just want to make sure. I mean, you may have to blow up your video to see this, and I promise you we'll have a worksheet that you can read this better. But there's 5 questions here. So when we're going in to enroll someone, and when you follow up with them on Thursday at 4, they're going to have maybe some questions. They're going to say, well, I'm a B, so you're going to find out they're an A, B, or C. They may say that they're a B, and they're going to have some questions. So maybe you're going to need to show them a different video on some products, or you need to show them a video on our compensation plan, or maybe this is a time to do a 3-way with your upline, so that they can get some more questions answered that you may not know. And that's fine. 3-ways are awesome tool, but you never do a 3-way unless they have watched the plan first. Okay, so it's super important that they do that first. And then there's these questions here. So you want to set proper expectations. I'm not going to go through all these questions in this video because we want to keep moving along, but we're going to have just one video on asking these 5 questions. So you can blow this up and you can make copies of this. And these are the 5 questions I ask my prospect. And I kind of take off my salesman hat and put on my consultant hat and ask them these questions here to set proper expectations in their business. So that's how I enroll people, okay? And the same process goes if I'm trying to enroll customers. Instead of asking them to watch the plan, I ask them, if I send you a link to Dead Doctors Don't Lie, would you listen to it? So I'm doing the same thing with that. So it's either the plan or Dead Doctors Don't Lie. So the 2 things that we share here at Youngevity is either the plan or the message. The plan is an 18-minute video on an overview of all of Youngevity, specifically on the business side. And then if you want to share the message, that's the Dead Doctors Don't Lie recording, which is at the health evaluation system you already bought. Okay, make sure you bought that in video number 1. So you can send them the Dead Doctors Don't Lie recording by saying, if I send you this link to Dead Doctors Don't Lie, would you listen to it? They say yes, then you do the same follow-up thing. Great, when will you be able to listen to it by? And set that appointment up. But that's to sign up a customer. So we're either signing up CEOs or we're signing up customers based off of your initial conversation with that person and what their needs are. You know, are they someone who needs just better health, or are they someone who wants health and wealth? You know, so it's just to your discretion which way to go with that person. But when in doubt, Sheryl and I always recommend leading with the business, because you can always, you know, have them watch the plan. And if they say, you know what, I'm really not interested in this business, and then you say, great, would you be interested in at least using our products? And then they say, oh yeah, you know, I would love to try the products. So, actually it's hard for people to say no to you twice. So you always want to show them everything first, the business and everything in that 18-minute video. And then if they don't want the business side of things, at least say, well, would you at least be interested in trying our products? And they say, yes, great. If I send you a link to Dead Doctors Don't Lie, would you listen to it? So then you start into that and get them on the product side of Youngevity. So that is recruited in a nutshell. So I'm going to bring Sheryl back on now, and she's going to go over the 3rd thing you need to do here at Youngevity on your map, which is coach.
Wow, Paul, that was so awesome. Thank you so much. And you know what, these sheets that we have and these papers that we already have made for you, I mean, I love having those questions. I absolutely love it. I think that's so important, both of them. And we're going to have that other sheet too that you were asking, those first 4 questions. We'll have those available too on the website, right? All right, awesome. So Paul says absolutely yes. So here we go. Let's get into coaching, and we're going to go through this real quick. So we need to coach our CEOs, and we also need to coach our customers. So let's talk about that for a minute. So coaching our CEOs. Okay, so I have found over my years in network marketing that people need to have a partner, right? So the people that we enroll, that's what we are to them. We are their partner. We're there to help them. We're there to support them. So the number 1 thing that we need to do is we need to get them onto the text message list, right? So we need to get them onto the website and have them get onto that text message list. Now, the reason why is because every day there's some great text messages that are sent out that lets them know not only what's going on, but what exactly they can do that day to become more successful. And we kind of take over, right? The text messaging system kind of takes over for you. Now, make sure that you're keeping in contact with them as often as needed. But they definitely, number 2, need to watch the videos that you have just watched. So this is the 3rd one. They need to watch 1, 2, and 3. They need to watch each of those videos, okay? They also need a workbook. You guys, people need to keep on track. They need to know what they're doing. They need to know the steps to take to become successful. It's a duplicatable system that they have to know, and that is all in the workbook. It's what we've gone through over these videos, okay? And let's see, the last one is a weekly review. We haven't gone over that yet, but we will go over that in the review section of this video. They have to do that. You have to at least meet with them one time a week, and they have to go over the weekly review. So that's super important. That's how we coach the CEOs. And we'll have videos on this also. But number 2 is we've got to coach our customers, okay? Super important. We don't just sign someone up, oh, okay, great, thanks, bye. No, we're going to talk to them. What's the number 1 reason why customers do not continue taking the products? Guys, it's because they don't ever open their box of products. Okay? So you need to mark it on your calendar when they will receive their products. Give them a call. Hi, Joe, did you get your products? Great. Did you open them? No. Most people will say no. You need to say, wonderful. Let's take a couple of minutes here. Open your products. See what you've got. And I'll help you understand how to take them. And let's get those taken right away. You need to call them back a week later. Okay, how's it going? Don't just leave them to chance. We need to know how's it going, how are they doing, and are you taking your products every day? Every person I ask says, well, I haven't really worked it into my schedule yet, so it's a hit and miss, off and on. Okay, that is not gonna work. 90 for life, every day, okay? So we need to make sure that they're taking those products every single day. So how's it going? And then, right, at day 30, they need to redo their health evaluation. Now, you guys, this is super important because they've already had 1 month on these products, and the only way you're going to be able to tell how they're really doing is if they retake that health evaluation. It's important for you to know. It's 10 times more important for them to know. Okay, they have to know how they're doing, and I promise you, most people can't tell. Oh, I don't feel much. Oh, well, you know. So they've got to retake that health evaluation on day 30. You need to make sure that they remember to do that. And then they need to retake that health evaluation every 30 days. Okay, we've got to keep them on this track, keep them going. Now, there's 3 reasons why we need to keep in touch with our customers. Like I said, do not leave them to chance. Don't leave them to other people. This is your responsibility, okay? The 3 reasons why we keep in touch with our customers. Number 1, retention. Results cause retention, okay? If someone's seeing the results, then they will continue to take it, which is called retention. Continue to take those products. Number 2, look, these products have changed our lives, right? These products have, but you know what? The business, I have to tell you, has even changed my life more. It's just the way it is, okay? And we want these people to know that this is available. So we want to keep in touch with them because who knows? You never know when circumstances change in people's life and they could decide, hey, I want to know more about this. This has changed my health. I would love to do this as a business now. Can you help me? We've got to keep in touch with them. And number 3, referrals, okay? If it's helped them, I promise you they will want to help a friend. And it's your responsibility to be there to help them help their friend. So those are the 3 reasons why we want to keep in touch with our customers. Now, the next one, which is number 3 under coaching. So we've got coach CEOs, we've got coach the customers, and now, you guys, most important, we are going to promote to events. Thank you, Paul. He's going to show you right on our website. We've got a tab under events. And look here, it's already up. We've got GoPro 2018, December 4th through the 6th. Super important, we've got a link there. That's where you're gonna go to get your ticket for the GoPro event. That's Eric Worre, and we love his events. He's so fantastic, okay? The next event we that we want to tell everybody about and really promote towards and promote is the Leadership Mastery event with Scott and Juliet Fardulis. Wow. They're absolutely fantastic. They put on an event like no other. Paul and I will probably be speaking there. And we want you to come. We want you to join us. You guys, this is so important. There's nothing like going to a live event. There just really isn't. Okay? Make your decision now that you're going to go to that. Okay? Come join us. And then Convention 2019. You guys, honestly. This convention was like no other. It was the best convention that I've ever been to in my whole 21 years, okay? And so it's really, really important. And you guys, I promise you, if you make your decision now, you're like, oh, I don't know about this, I don't know about that. Buy your ticket, put it down as one of your short-term goals, that this is what you want to do. You know, as one of your results, I want to end up at Convention 2019. Say it every day, and I promise you, the universe will start moving you towards that result. That's what we've got to do. So continue to promote events every single day. And with Paul, I'm going to turn it back over to you to go start module 4.
Great. Well, I love the quote here at the bottom of page 11. This is so true what Jim Rohn says. He says, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And that's what this map comes down to. It's a few simple disciplines: improve yourself, recruit, coach. Those three things. So we're going to turn, right before we get to module 4, we're going to turn to page 18 and go over the scoring sheet really fast. So what you're going to do is you're going to do 3 things every day: self-improvement, recruiting, coaching. And you give yourself 10 points for each of the activities we just went over. So when you use your products, 10 points. Cultivate, 10. Grow, 10. Find 2 people. Add them to your prospect list, 10 points. Invite a prospect to connect with you. So you send them a text message. You get 10 points for that. Share the plan. So if you invite someone to watch the plan or listen to the message, 10 points. Follow up with your prospects. If you followed up with everybody you're supposed to follow up with today, put 10 points. If you enrolled a new CEO or customer, 10 points. If you coached the business CEOs that you have on your team today, if you made all your coaching calls that you were supposed to make today, some days you may not have to make any, so you give yourself 10 points. But you got to make sure you called everyone back. You said you were going to call back. 10 points. Coaching your customers, doing what Sheryl just told you to do, calling them back, checking on them. Give yourself 10 points today. And last but not least, do something to promote those events that Sheryl just went over, 10 points. So you want to get 100 points every day. This is just like being in school. It is Star School. So we want to get 100. That's our goal for the day. Okay, then you add up the numbers right across the bottom here, and then there's this big yellow box in the bottom right-hand corner that you add all the numbers together, and that's your weekly score. That's what matters the most. And then we have a little scoring chart in the bottom left that if you score these many points, you did an excellent job. A for you. But if you got less points, B, C, D, so you'll grade yourself. And this sheet is everything. This is how I guarantee if you get between 450 to 500 points a week, you're going to be unbelievable. You're going to absolutely achieve all your desired results. If you don't do these things on this sheet of paper, you will not be successful. And furthermore, if you do things that are not on this sheet of paper, you're wasting your time. We know that the things on this piece of paper are what are going to help you get your desired results. Again, Sheryl and I have been doing this each for over 20 years. We know what to do, what not to do. If it's not on this sheet of paper, don't do it. There's a lot of great things in longevity. There's a lot of great things you can do to build your business. This is what works. This is what will take you to your desired results. So stick to the plan. This is a franchise model system here that the Star School Workbook is based off of. So follow the plan. So now we're going to move on to page 30. Making a big jump here. So we're on do. So we got the plan. So remember, Star School system is 3 things: plan, do, review. So now we're going to do. So let's talk about our 90-day game plan. Sheryl, you want to go over page 31? Okay, I'll go over page 31. So all you're going to do here is write in the date on week 1. Put in your score. I scored 400 points, whatever it is, and write in the average score. So the average score is 400 points if that was your week 1 score. But if you're in week 2, you add week 1 and 2 together, you get an average. Divide by 2, you get an average. So you want to put your volume when you started. It could be 0. If you're just watching this video for the first time, your starting volume is 0. And then over the 12 weeks, you put your score. You got an average score. And after 12 weeks, your volume will be sky high because you've taken the proper actions now for 12 weeks consistently. So it says here at the bottom of the sheet, stay disciplined, dedicated, and determined during these 90 days. Have each of your new members start their 90-day game plan as soon as they join. You will see an absolute explosion in your volume by following this 90-day game plan. Now know that it isn't just the only 90 days in your business. You're going to continue on and do another 90 days afterwards. But we want to, again, take our business in 90-day chunks. So now we're going to go over the thoughts and beliefs. And I want to pull up this this website here so we can have this in front of us. This is something very near and dear to my heart here. This chart here. So let's talk about this for a moment. This chart here. So what's happening in people's lives is they have certain thoughts in their head. So, and most people's thoughts are bad. Okay, so there's a self-talk that we have all day long. And when your thoughts are bad, it kind of lowers your emotions. You're not really emotionally supercharged. You're you're not emotionally at a high level. And then when you're not emotionally at a high level, you take less action. And when you take less action, you get less results. And when you get less results, and let's just say we're trying to lose weight here, your thoughts, so the scale goes up or doesn't go down at all. So you kind of get a little frustrated. So your thoughts don't get any better. They actually get a little worse. When your thoughts get worse, your emotions get worse. When your emotions get worse, you take less action. When you take less action, your results get worse. And it becomes this downhill spiral that most people are experiencing right now. So I don't know if you've ever experienced this or not, but that's what most people are experiencing. That's how this whole thought thing works. It starts the whole thing. Now, let me tell you how Star School is so much different. We start with results. So we have the RPM program. Okay, so we got you revved up here. We know what our results are. We know what our purpose is. We know what our map is. Okay, so we got that. Now there's these thoughts. And Cheryl's going to go over with you the affirmations page in a moment. So we got these affirmations that we're reading. We're reprogramming our brains. We got new thoughts that we're thinking. Okay, so we got the results in our mind. We got these great thoughts we're thinking, and that's going to really supercharge our emotions. Okay, so we're going to get emotionally supercharged because now we're clear about things. We know our RPM. We know the right thoughts to think, and we're thinking them. We're changing our thought pattern by reading these positive affirmations. So that's going to change our emotions. It's going to make us feel more, give us more emotional energy. And then we're going to, because we're more emotionally supercharged, we're going to take more action. And by taking more action, we're going to get the results we're looking for. And we get better results. We think better thoughts. We think better thoughts. Our emotions go up. Our actions go up. Our results go up. So it becomes this positive success cycle over and over and over again. So that's what we want to create here. And that's why Star School is so powerful. It's the most powerful system out there because it hijacks your mind. And we start thinking about this first, where we want to get to. We really focus a lot on our thoughts. We get our emotions super high. Cheryl's going to go through the emotional chart with you in a moment here, which is going to make you take more actions and get you better results. So Sheryl, can you pop on and talk about thoughts and the affirmation page that is on
page 32.
Page 32.
Yep, I got it. Oh my gosh. And you know what? This is so important, you guys. It's so important to keep our thoughts, I like to say, in the positive. So we need to be positive, and a lot of times, you know what? Crazy things are happening in our lives, right? We need to continually think about what our thoughts are, quite honestly. And we can do that by using affirmations, which I love. And I love the 10 affirmations on page 32. You need to read them every single day. And you know what's crazy? Paul reads an affirmation, I think, every 25 minutes, maybe even less, but he does it all the time because it's super, super important to keep our thoughts really good. So, and these start out, you know, number one, I am super healthy. I take my longevity supplements every day. I am totally free of sickness and disease. I am full of energy. And I love this because it's talking about, like, that's really how it is, right? It's not like, I hope I'm like that or anything like that. It's really, when you read these things, it's where we are right now. So read those affirmations every single day. And I am going to continue along here on your energy level. So you guys, your energy level is everything. If you do not have a high energy level, then you will never be able to recruit. People want to be with somebody that has a lot of energy. Okay, so on page 33, we've got the emotional energy chart. And you guys think about this right now. Where is your emotional energy level? Okay, where is it? And if it's not a 9 or a 10, then it's time to do something about it. And there's some fantastic ways that we can do that. Okay, we can use music. We can go for a walk. One of our favorite things is being grateful. You need a grateful journal, a gratitude journal. Every single day, write down 3 things early in the morning that you're really grateful for. We've got to do that. But you guys look around. There's a lot of people that are on this emotional energy chart at 1, 2, 3. Absolutely not. Okay? So we've got to get our emotional energy up. Okay, let's just move right along. Number 4. You guys, we've got to stay on the yellow brick road. This is so important. We are all trying to get to Oz, the Crystal Palace. Won't that be awesome, right? And everybody's Crystal Palace is different. And everybody's, so it's all different, right? So all of our results are different where we're going, but we've got to stay on that yellow brick road. We've got to follow this plan. We've got to do it. Okay, so make sure, because as life comes in and as life happens, you could fall right off into the poppy field. Now look, that's okay. We know it's going to happen. I traipse into the poppy field every once in a while, usually skipping into the poppy field. But make sure that before you lay down and go to sleep, you get back on the yellow brick road. Do not lay down in the poppy field, because it could take days, weeks, or months to get out of there. So just realize you're in it and get right back out. And the poppy field is anything that's taking you away from this plan of action, okay? All right, so let's continue on. So get a running partner. I believe this is one of the most important things to do in your business, right? So I met Paul maybe 2.5 years ago now, and we became running partners. We became partners in crime. Wait, just kidding, not crime. We became partners in, why? We're on the same mission. We've got the same vision, right? Overall. So you've got to find somebody like that. And you know what I would do? And I think this is really important. You need to know what you're good at, and you need to find a partner who's good at the things that you're not good at. And I promise you, Paul is good at the things that I am not good at. I'm not too detailed, not kind of a detailed person, and Paul is super detailed, okay? So find somebody that you're comfortable with, that you guys are on the same mission, have the same vision, and you know what? That they really can do the things that you're not that good at. It really makes a difference in your business. And number 6, the last on page 30, and we're talking about our do, right? That this is do. Guess what it is? Just do it. You guys, my favorite thing, and I'm sure that Paul might want to talk about this for a minute, because wow, you guys are not going to believe. Paul, are we going to talk about what Nike did?
Yes.
Okay, you talk about that, but I just want to say one last thing about this. You guys, this video with Art Williams, watch it immediately. It's the best thing that I've ever seen, but tell us, Paul, about the other.
Well, so a lot of people think that Nike came up with the saying, just do it. They didn't. They stole it from Art Williams. So, and Nike isn't our favorite company in the world. Not going to go into a lot of politics here, but, we're not here, we're promoting Nike at all. We're just promoting Art Williams, because Nike actually stole it from Art Williams. And this is the most important video to watch. It's one of the most motivational videos I've ever seen in my life. And when it comes down to it, we got to just do it. As Art talks about in this video here. So, we've gone over 3 hours of training here. And you could get overwhelmed and be like, oh my gosh, there's just so much there to learn. Like it's going to take me 6 years to figure all this out. No, it's not. Just do it. That's our best advice to you. Just do it. Go out and do it right now. Dive into the workbook, start doing it, because I'll tell you what, Sheryl and I were not that good 20 years ago. My first speech that I did, half the audience left at intermission. So trust me, it took us a long time to get this good. And you know why we got this good? Is because we just did it. We got it, we did it, we did it, we did it again, we did it again, and we got better and better and better. A lot of people say, well, Paul, I want to be just like you and Sheryl. I want to get just as good as you. Well, you got to do 2,000 speeches then. Because we just keep on doing it over and over and over again, and you get better and better and better. It's like anything else in life. So you got to just do it. You got to say, I'm going to make this happen. I got my result, got my purpose. I'm going out, taking massive action. And then we make adjustments. Okay, we're going to talk about adjustments now in Module 5, which is the review. But I can't go on to the review until I read you the quote at the bottom of page 30. Act or accept. That's really what it comes down to. You're either going to take action now and change your life and achieve the desired result that you want, and get all those things that you wrote down in your purpose. Or you're going to accept where you are now and just be like, this is how my life is, and I just accept it the way it is. So that's a quote by Jim Rohn, and there's nothing more true than that statement. You're either going to take action right now, or you're going to accept your life the way it is. So let's move on now to review, which is 30% of the game. Okay, a lot of people think, well, I'll just skip the review part. The review part is critical, okay? Because my favorite quote, and I came up with this myself, that's why it's really important, is if your goal is to see a sunset, it doesn't matter how fast you're running east. You got to stop once a week, make sure, check your compass and make sure you're heading in the right direction. Make sure you're heading west, okay? And that's what the weekly review does. So we want to stop once a week and saying, how are things going? And our weekly review is very, very simple. So if you go down here, we're going to shoot a video under, so we just had Just Do It videos right here. Then under module 5, we're going to have a video on exactly how to do the weekly review. And then here it says weekly review. So when you hit that button, the weekly review will pop up. So when you fill out the weekly review, you put in your name, your email address, your phone number, your coach's name. So I put in Sheryl's name and I put in Sheryl's email address. So I get a copy and Sheryl gets a copy, okay? Now, you pick your monthly income here. You pick what date you want to get it by. You pick your rank that you want, when you want that rank by. So you got to remind yourself and your coach of what your ultimate goal is, your result that you're trying to get to, and when you want to get it by, okay? Then the box. What was your score this past week? Okay, enter your score from the weekly score sheet map at the bottom right. So again, back on that score sheet, if you printed out the color copy, there's a yellow box in the bottom right. We want that number in this box right here. I want to know the number. So I put the number in there. Sheryl knows my number, and that's going to tell Sheryl a lot. Now we want to go on and we want to review. So what were the things that were the wins? What went good this week? We want to celebrate good things. So this week, Sheryl, I took all my products. I cultivated my dreams and goals every single day. I got in my head. I worked on that. I did my personal growth every single day. And we're going to celebrate that. Cheryl's going to be like, that's awesome, Paul. So we're going to have a call every week. It's going to be a formal call. And we're going to go over the 3 things that went really good in my business this past week. And they can be, you know, I had this great appointment that I had, or I met this great person, or I got a new person enrolled, you know. So there's going to be 3 great things that we want to really celebrate. So really think about, what were the 3 best things that happened in my business this week? And then losses. What didn't go so well? And Cheryl's a little challenge filling out these. She's like, well, Paul, everything's perfect. You know, I don't see any losses at all. You know, then I'll have like a list of like 50 things. But we want to pull up the 3 things that didn't go so well this week. We don't want to make a list of 50. Let's just focus on 3 things. But I love the quote that says, I never lose. I either win or I learn. So either I win or I learn. So if I didn't win, these were losses. What did I learn from those things? You know, so one of my losses was maybe I didn't find 2 people every day. Okay, I didn't add 2 people to my list every day. I was supposed to add 10 people to my list this week, and I only added 5. So that's a loss. I only added 5 people to my prospect list this week. I should have added 10. So what's my learning lesson? I need to become more aware of the people around me. I need to become more intentional about adding names to my list. I let that kind of slide this week. Okay, then, so we got 3 learning lessons, and they're usually learning lessons from the 3 losses that you have. Now, it may have been a learning lesson that you got from some personal growth that you were doing. Maybe you watched this YouTube video and you saw this great video, and you're like, oh my gosh, I learned this from this, you know, Jim Rohn video or Tony Robbins video or John Maxwell video. So write in this blank here what you learned. So the last but not least is adjustments. So when a plane is on its way to Hawaii, I think it's off course like 90% of the time. It's constantly making slight adjustments to keep on track here. That's what's going to happen in your business. You're not going to be on track the whole time. You're going to be go left a little bit or right a little bit. Remember, Sheryl talked about how important it is to stay on the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. That's the whole what the movie's all about. Stay on the yellow brick road. But there's going to be some things we got to make adjustments. So what are the big adjustments we're going to make this week? Again, if I'm having a problem finding people, or I'm not adding 10 people to my list every week, that's the adjustment I'm going to make. This week, I'm really going to focus on adding the 10 names to my prospect list. You know, or maybe you're slacking on the follow-up. Yeah, you got everybody in your contact mapping app, but you're not checking the app every day. Or the notice comes up to call Joe back and you blew it off. You're not doing good on your follow-up. So adjustment number 2, this week I'm going to really focus on my follow-up calls and call people back when I told them I'm going to call them back. You know, I'm going to call back my customers. I'm going to call back my CEOs, whatever it is. whatever adjustment you got to make. But these are the 3 things that you're going to hyper focus on. Now, of course, you're going to focus on the whole map, all 3 things: self-improvement, recruiting, coaching. But there's going to be 3 of those little things in there that we're going to really hyper focus on this week because you didn't do them so good last week. Okay, so what are the 3 things where, like, I really got to find the time for that personal growth? You know, I did the other things last week, but I didn't do the personal growth because I couldn't find the time. That's not listen, everyone's got 24 hours in a day, so there's no excuse not to do your personal growth. So if that's an adjustment you got to make, then that's an adjustment you got to make. So Sheryl, that is module number 5. That's it. That's the workbook A to Z.
I love it. Paul, this was absolutely awesome. I think that there's no reason to be confused anymore. We will continue to put the different things up on the website and populate that. And the thing I'm most excited about too is you and I are going to be doing some videos, little videos about the different things that we've talked about over these last 3 hours. So that is really going to be awesome and super helpful to people. But you guys, let me just say this. I promise you that if you use this workbook, if you follow the 3 steps, plan, do, review, I promise you, do not forget that your results have to be done first. Your purposes need to pull you. They need to inspire you. They need to give you goosebumps. They need to make you cry. Whatever it is, they have to do that for you. And I promise you, if you do that and if you use this, you will get and receive everything that your heart desires. Not only that, you'll get things and be able to help people in ways that you cannot even imagine right now. You cannot imagine it. I promise you that will happen. It happened to me, and I know that it's happening for Paul too. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We love you. We're here to help and support you. And really, Paul, thank you for all that you've done and being my partner here at Longevity.
Well, thank you, Sheryl. That was an awesome little close to this big 3-hour workshop we put together. This has been a dream of Sheryl and mine for a long, long time, to put this whole thing together, to have the workbook done, to have the website done, these trainings done that we're doing right here, and to have the text message system set up. So that has been a great, great dream of ours. And we're going to text you every time that a new video comes out, and we're going to be pumping them out like crazy now. So your phone's going to go ding, 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 ding. You're going to get text messages all the time from the new things we're adding. So look forward to seeing you at our next video. Make sure that you get your team to watch these 3 hours, and we look forward to talking with you soon. Have a great day, everyone.